Okay, I got a chance to meet Guillermo and Alvaro back in Tampa at the IECA conference. And I could remind you to please keep yourselves on mute. The setting should be that when you enter the room, it'll be on mute. Please keep it that way if you possibly can. Let me tell you why I'm so excited about this meeting, because this is literally one of the best universities in the world, in Europe, among the top 3 in Spain, probably the most difficult to get into. It is a seriously powerful academic institution with a international orientation and English programs. So it's exactly what Turkish students need. It is affordable, but more importantly, they're highly employable after graduation. So it really does differentiate itself from a lot of the options available to Turks in Europe. So I am so excited to, make this introduction for a lot of you. And with that, I will turn it over to the team from Carlos III, right? I think Guillermo is going to present mostly, and Lois is going to present. So you should be able to share your screen.
Okay, Jessim, let me start. I'm Álvaro Escribano. I'm the director of the International School at the University Carlos III of Madrid. I will do a very brief presentation, and then Loles, who is the director of the International Student Office, and Guillermo, who is the responsible also of accepting students, etc. And they will tell you all the details. They have prepared a beautiful PowerPoint, and then in questions and answers, we can solve all the issues that you might have in mind. But let me just give a very brief presentation. Thank you, Jessim, for your nice words that you have given to our university. But in fact, we are a young public university. We are around 30 years old. And since the beginning, we wanted to become an international university. This means that we started from the beginning with degrees in English or bilingual, in English or Spanish. And right now, 70% of the degrees that we offer are in English. And we have one of the highest entry grade in Spain. So we attract the best students in Spain. But also we are the most internationalized university in the sense that the students that come to Carlos III, they can spend from a semester to 2 years abroad. For example, paying local fees in Madrid. So, for example, they could come to Carlos III, pay, I don't remember the exact, but it's around 7,500 euros per year. And for that, you can go to the US university that might cost $70,000, but paying local fees in Madrid. So, and since 50% of our students participate in the international mobility, this is something unique. It's difficult to find in the world another university that allows you to spend even 2 years abroad paying local fees in Spain. So that's a great opportunity that I think the good students from Turkey, we are very welcome to accept. As I said, it's not easy in the sense that they should be among the best students as well, because they have to hire an entering grade similar to the Spanish students to enter the university. And in that sense, we attract talent. It's not that we are attracting any student. We're attracting good students. And then very briefly, what are the ways to enter the university? One of them is just to apply through the common application in the program that we call early admission. And then you send that the documentation that Guillermo and Loles will tell you later on. And we can tell you from October to May or April if they have been accepted, conditionally accepted that they finish the high school. And depending on the grade, the GPA that they have in high school, the average with the grades obviously that they have at the moment, and depending on the topic and the degree that they would like to enter, we take a decision, or yes or no, depending on whether they satisfy the requirement of being good enough to enter that degree. If not, we have 2 possibilities. One is to do one gap year, where they study 1 year at the university, doing not only academic studies, but also some experiential activities, or do the International Foundation Program, that is a full academic program. And the nice thing about the International Foundation Program is that if the students perform well, they can enter later on at the university without passing the national exam that all the Spanish students have to pass, the national exam. So they can overcome the national exam by performing well in this international foundation program. And we have in the international foundation program, we have two broad areas, one in engineering and one in social science, humanities, etc. And then students, depending on the future degree that they would like to enter, they select one particular area or the other. And so far, 70% of the students that are enrolled in the International Foundation Program end up entering in one of the degrees that they would like to study. So it's clearly, the door is open, as you can see, but it's not easy, and it's especially organized for the early admission, obviously for very bright students directly to enter. For students that are good, but maybe they are not top, then the International Foundation Program is the way, because like this, we will train them in the technical aspects in math, statistics, etc., all the requirements that they might need to perform well later on. And if they perform well in the International Foundation, as you can see, the probability of entering is 70%. So that's basically the idea. And now the floor is in the hands of Lolis and Guillermo. I know who's going to start. But it's a pleasure, and I hope to see. We are probably, I don't know if you know that there is going to be a conference in February or so. If you know Josim, you have told them that that's an opportunity to visit our campus. But if not, if we don't see you, hopefully we'll see you somewhere in the world or your students at Carlos III. Thank you.
Okay, Yasim, should we start? Because I think Alvaro did a great summary of everything, I think.
He did. We're good to start, but quick question. There's a question from one of our school counselors. She wants to know if students can enter into first year without doing the Spanish national exam, if they're strong academically for the direct entry option. Thank you. I'll leave it to you. Thank you.
Alvaro, you want to answer this? Or
no, from now on, the floor is yours. I will stay a few minutes, but then I have to leave. The floor is yours.
Okay. The answer, the right way answer is yes. I mean, you're gonna see in some slides afterwards that, of course, for outstanding students, academically speaking, we have this direct procedure that is called early admission process, and you'll see because it's of course it's in our presentation. So just some minutes, and we'll be just right to the point. So, in first place, let me thank you, Yasim, again. We're so happy to have this option, this opportunity to talk to students and to orientation or career advisors. Or I don't know if there are some parents as well at this encounter. But, in first place, we just wanted to talk to you about how interesting it could be to take into consideration Spain as a university destination. I'm sure that regarding Spain, there are many reasons that students may consider to go there. Of course, we have a high variety of cultural, gastronomic, there are many different reasons. The cost of living and the cost of education is really convenient. It's very much affordable, especially if you compare it with any other capital of Europe. And in that sense, we'll see it later, that also Universidad Carlos III de Madrid, we call it UC3M all the time, it also brings some very high quality standards on research and on education and on teaching that could be very, very good and very interesting for the students. UC3M was founded in 1989, And since then, we all know by now that the strong institutions are made with, of course, high qualified faculty, efficient administrative services, but there is a third pillar, and that third pillar are students. And if we get talented students from all over the world, because talent, we know, is everywhere, we could have that third pillar, and of course we would be much stronger than many other institutions. That's why from the very beginning, UC3M was intended to be a medium-sized university with, as I said, high standards on teaching and on research. But it was something that it was very clear from the very beginning, and it was the characteristic of internationalization. From the very beginning, our academic authorities had very clear in mind they wanted to address special programs, special bachelors taught in English, and that is one of our main characteristics. And that's why we are at the point we are right now, if I may. As Yasim said, thank you so much, Yasim. We are among the best public universities, and there are different reasons for that. As you see here on the right side of the slide, you can see different accreditations. Most of them are very well known at the international education world. They're very common in the Anglo-Saxon market, as you probably know. But I don't want to bore you with all that kind of accreditation, because it's so easy. You can, write it down on the web page, and you Google it and you see it. But there are some of them that we're very, very proud. And one of them could be, I think, Yasim already mentioned it, and of course our director Alvaro said it. We have a very good employability ranking. We should not forget that Spain has some kind of unemployment problem in general terms, but this is not the case for UC3M students. So you can imagine around 92-93% of our students, they get a job in the very first 6 months after they finish, in a job related to something to the studies they've done. So that makes a big difference, as you can guess. As we already said, we are an institution very much internationalized. More than 72% of the bachelor degrees are taught in English or bilingual. When we say bilingual, it means that more than 50% of the courses are taught in English. And as a result of that, around 20% of the students are international. As we already said, Alvaro said it, and we love to bring this good, amazing opportunity to students. The cost of living, the education fees are really, really very convenient. You'll see. You have here the price, 7,000 euros per year. That could be for a student, non-European student. And the reason for that is because in some percentage, the fees are subsidized by the state. That's why these are the prices, because of course, all the costs are not covered with these fees. So UC3M has many, more than 500 international agreements with top universities all over the world. And the consequence, as a result of that, what happens is that if you have a bachelor degree with 4 years, the student could maybe spend the first 2 years with us in Madrid, paying these 7,000 euros per year. But maybe the third or the fourth year, they could choose to go to the United States, for example, to I don't know, maybe John Hopkins. That is if you compare the fees, you can imagine the fee for John Hopkins for a year could be around $70,000. But the student, UC3M student that could go there, international student, would pay the local fees at UC3M. That could mean that he or she could pay that 7,000 euros per year. So you can imagine the amazing opportunities that this situation brings to all of them. Okay, here at the slide right now you have the world and some of the countries that where we have international agreements with top universities. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you. And maybe it's your turn, Guillermo. I don't want to speak alone. Sorry.
Okay, thank you so much, Loles, and hello, everyone. Well, at Universidad Carlos III de Madrid, we know that well-being for our students is crucial for them to feel at ease and safe. And for that reason, we organize different activities during the first days of the academic year, such as the Welcome Day, in which we provide useful information about the university and the life in Spain. That day, the students can also have the chance to meet with senior students through the social program called Buddy Program. And moreover, we provide support along the semester with our academic advisory team and also with the welcoming and friendly staff at the student's office. At Universidad Carlos III de Madrid, we have one moment. Yes, now. We have different campuses with everything the students need. The facilities are excellent, and we have the best classrooms and laboratories where students can put into practice all the knowledge. Our facilities include as well libraries completely equipped with all the materials you need, computer rooms, language labs, group study rooms, etc. Our university has a very vibrant life, and many cultural and sport events take place. In this picture, for example, you can see the auditorium where we organize concerts and many performances, and the audience is for 1,000 people. Now let me show you some of our sport facilities. In our university, students can practice all the sports, football, basketball, volleyball. We have fitness room. We have group activities, indoor swimming pools, and also we have an amazing spa where we can relax after a long day. And of course, we have as well residence halls for students who want to live in the university. We have 3 residences, outstanding facilities equipped with everything you need. Different types of rooms with meal service, areas of study, to socialize, to practice music, etc. And now I'd like to talk to you about the academic offer. We have 3 faculties and we offer bachelor's degrees taught in English in areas, for example, in engineering, we have aerospace, biomedical, computer science, energy, industrial engineering, robotics. In social sciences and law, we have business, economics, finance, international studies, law. And in the humanities, media studies and library science, we have film, television, media studies, journalism. And as I said, most of our studies can be followed in English completely. Since internationalization is one of the key pillars of our university, we have designed special entryways for international students to attract talented students worldwide. For that reason, we created the International Foundation Program, which is a successful course to give you all the knowledge you will need to successfully perform well in your bachelor's degree, and that provides a smooth transition towards your academic career. We also offer a direct entry way through the early admission with no entry exams, and this entryway is reserved for outstanding students. And we have recently created another program, which is a GAP program for those students seeking to carry out an experiential journey abroad in a prestigious university to develop not only academic goals, but also social and soft skills. Now I'm going to pass it over again to Loles so that she can provide you with further information about all this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Guille. As Guillermo already said, these are the three. In fact, there are two programs, and in the middle of the slide before you had this early admission, which is a procedure. It is a process. It's not, in fact, a program. Okay. This slide would give an answer to the question that we had at the very beginning of this video conference, because this is the way that really, really good, excellent academic students could go directly enter in UC3M without national entrance exam, okay? So if you want to scan this QR, you have all the information, but what is just right away. Next slide, you have all the prerequisites. As it is written, it is necessary sufficient level of language, whether it's in English or in Spanish, a B2 at the European framework, it is necessary. And as we said, this procedure is especially addressed only for really, really outstanding academic students, because as we already said, UC3M is a really hard university to get into, since the entrance grades are so high, because we have many Spanish students from all over Spain that want to get in. That makes that every year after year, the entrance grades gets higher and higher. And in that sense, that's why this procedure that we could call early admission, it is a rolling admission procedure. Of course, there is an academic committee that takes into account case by case the academic situation of each student. That's what I always try to be very honest about this. The really amazing students can go through this path. Otherwise, we have some other open doors, but this is just for those cases. So here you have the prerequisites, a very good GPA. And as we said, we always try to give the best advice, and we tell students, just send all your merits. You can do it through the common application, or you can do it also directly through the web page, and just apply with all the information that you can, all kind of the standardized tests, or the advanced placement test or courses, all kind of information. For example, even if you've done an amazing job that has to get a special recognition, that could be also interesting. A letter of motivation, it is not required, but we always say, if you have it and you think it's worth it, go for it and present it, because as we said, it is really hard to go through this path. Okay. Let me talk to you about the other path, that is the International Foundation Program. Álvaro already gave us some information about that, general information, and my colleague Guillermo as well. Here you have the QR code if you want to take a look afterwards. But as you'll see in next slide, this path, the idea is to get for students a soft landing, because I mean, we know that when you decide to change the country, you probably could change as well your language, the academic system, everything is new. So maybe sometimes it's many things at once. In that sense, this International Foundation Program gives you the opportunity to begin with the introductory subjects. There are two main areas, and you can study in English or in Spanish. So in that sense, we do have the area of social sciences and humanities and the engineering area. And both of them, you can do it whether in Spanish or in English. Here is the tuition fee. As you can see, is quite convenient as well. And sometimes we face situations where, parents or sometimes even students tell us, well, it's 4 years for the bachelor degree, so you have to add another year for the foundation. Sometimes they take a look at that year as if they could be losing time. Experience has shown us, has really proved that that's not exactly what happens. Sometimes we have amazing international students with incredible grades that they go directly to a bachelor degree, and afterwards some of them have some kind of trouble, because as I said, it's many different things right away. With this program, students get in a more slow but sometimes more efficient way to land into these different academic European systems. And as I said, there are introductory subjects, and at the same time they can take a bachelor degree course each semester. That means when the academic year is over, those two courses are, of course, they can be convalidated. And again, students will pass through this academic committee that takes into account the performance of the student. Around 70 or more % of the students go to a bachelor degree and do it very well. And that's what really matters, because what we want is not quantity necessary. We're talking about quality, and we don't want students to come and to have a hard time. We want them to feel safe from all the perspectives, of course, regarding security, strictly speaking, but also we don't want them to have a hard time struggling or suffering with a lot of anxiety or things like this. And this is the right way to do it sometimes. As you see here in the slide, more than 600 students already went through this International Foundation Program. We're very proud because it has been this program. We were the first public university in Spain with this kind of foundation program. And we're so happy because it really has been working amazingly well. And let me talk to you also about what we call gap year or gap semesters. These gap semesters are very well known in the United States or in the north of Europe, where some students, this kind of profile that they need some time to maybe to clarify themselves, to be sure about what they want to study afterwards. Or some of them, for different reasons, they need some kind of gap time, gap period of time to get maturity, to gain new soft skills, which are very, very important afterwards in the labor market. And that's the sense, the goal of this gap year or gap semesters. You have as well there the QR code if you want to take a picture and to take a look afterwards. And here are all the characteristics of these gap semesters. It could be, as we said, one semester alone, or it could be the whole year. We try to offer at the same time, because you'll see there are different areas where the student can take the decision to improve. But at the same time, of course, it is very important, some kind of cultural immersion. And in that sense, we offer, of course, language courses, all kinds of cultural courses. But there's also some areas of their interest, some of them more related to job market, some others if they want to deepen into languages, not only Spanish, but some other. We have a language center where they could learn, Japanese, Chinese, German, French, and all different languages. Also regarding the personal sense of health. That's why be your best self. We also offer a trip that it is organized at the very beginning of the academic semester, which is a trip por el Camino de Santiago, the north of Spain, the Santiago's Way. And the idea of this program is to help them to find themselves and to improve as persons and to get maturity. That's more or less the idea. Okay, these could be the main ideas we wanted to share with you. We don't want to exceed the allotted time because, of course, we want to leave some time for your questions afterwards. I don't know if we're going to be able to share with you some testimonials of some of our students. In the left side, we have Mala. Mala, she is from Finland. She's a Finnish student. She studied with us at the International Foundation Program, and afterwards she left to study a bachelor degree. And afterwards you'll see two students from Ukrainian guys, about the situation that they've been going through. They came and they spent the whole year doing different experiences and learning languages with this gap year program. And well, what better than to offer you the peer-to-peer sensations and testimonials. So Guillermo, if it's possible.
Let me try. Can you hear?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
No?
We can hear you, but not the video.
Can you hear or not?
No, not the video.
No?
No, we cannot.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what that is because the volume is on here and here. Well, we can maybe share the videos with you later if you want. The two testimonials, because I don't know, it's probably I don't know
I think you forgot to share your
work.
voice while sharing your screen. Maybe changing the settings of the screen share. Maybe you can share your voice screen.
Well, the mute is not on. So what do you mean?
So actually, while you're sharing your screen, there's a box. It says share your voice, the screen voice. So if you didn't check the box, we cannot hear your presentation.
Okay.
So is it here in this menu?
Actually, you are sharing just PowerPoint, so we cannot see what you are showing us right now.
well, on the PowerPoint is the two testimonials are here, and I believe you can see the slide, but you're not able to hear them.
So we can just see the PowerPoints. We cannot see.
Yeah. Okay. I think we can share with you the videos. We will send it to you,
Okay.
and then you can watch them. The two testimonials about our students, if that's okay with you.
I'd be happy to share the emails of folks in this meeting, and thank you so much.
Okay,
And
I will do
we
that.
can forward that too if you
Thank you.
prefer. Either way. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, it's fine. This has been very detailed, and there's lots of follow-up questions for afterwards.
So maybe we could go ahead to answer, if we can, the questions.
Just whenever you're ready. Do you wanna start now?
Yeah, because I mean, this is more or less what we wanted to share with you, and we want to make sure that we give you answers to your questions.
So let's do that. I'll go in order, and you've actually addressed some of this throughout your presentation. Ben şimdi soruları tercüme edeceğim. Burada yazılı olan bir iki tanesiyle başlayacağım. Sonra Yeşim Hanım'a ve İsmail'e de söz vereceğim izninizle ve başka isteyenlere. You've addressed the annual tuition. Can we just repeat that really quickly, not for foundation and also for direct entry, please? Thank you.
You want us to repeat the tuition? Is that right?
Please. Yes, please, just to have it on record in case anyone missed it, because that's a popular question. Thank you.
Sure, no problem at all. As we said, for non-European students, the tuition fee could be between, depends of the bachelor degree, but more or less would be around 7,000 euros per year.
Mhm.
Okay, that's in the case for directly, if they go through early admission procedure, directly to bachelor degree. Okay. And in case of they go through the International Foundation Program, the price, if I'm not wrong, it's 8,500 euros per year.
That's right. Thank you. And you did mention this, but I want to highlight it, and maybe in Turkish, but the living expenses are going to be lower than a lot of other European capitals. That's
Yes.
Madrid'deki yaşam ücretleri bildiğiniz gibi mesela başka yerlerle karşılaştırdığımızda daha mantıklı seviyede olacak. Bir de o faktör var bunun haricinde. 7.000 euro senede, eğer foundation okursanız 8.500 euro. And then before I give the word to Ismail, I see one of our students has a question, but I do want to ask, because there's several questions about be it direct entry and foundation separately. Like if somebody has the national Turkish diploma, but if they also have APs or an IB diploma, how would you evaluate them based on those curriculums? Thank you.
Well, as we said, there is a really, really strict academic committee that depends on the admission, bachelor degrees admission office. And what they do, they take all the information of the student and they go case by case. Mm-hmm. What they do is they send all the high school records, they send it to an objective external a specialist that give us and send us all the information in order to be sure that we compare equal to equal, because sometimes there are some high school systems that is from 1 to 12, some others from 1 to 10, some others, so we have to be sure that we are comparing in equal circumstances to be sure that it is at the end it is a fair procedure. Mm-hmm. And so all the information, this group of civil servants that work is recording in progress. They work for this, and in fact they have a lot of work because they are our colleagues and we know them, and they tell us that the demand has been increasing like that. They get in touch with the counselors. In some cases, they get in touch with the student whenever they need any kind of extra information. But as I said, we always advise the students to send as much information as they have if they want to try this first early admission procedure. That's why we said, if you have advanced placement courses or any kind of, ACTs or I'm sorry, when I translate it into English, all these kind of high standards courses, it is very important that you send all the info. Sometimes even some other kind of activities, like, for example, volunteering or some kind of a special contest that they've done in their high school community, because it is important that they have as much the biggest opportunity to be taken into consideration to go through this path. That's the idea. Mm-hmm. And as we said, it is a different group of people, because we get in touch sometimes with advisors, but the ones that are in this commission is a different group of academics, to be sure that all the procedure is really, aseptic and objective and very clear. We are a public university, and everything has to be really, really, really with a lot of transparency, let's say that way.
It may be really helpful for us, those of us steering students, to know, let's say an IB diploma with a 37, predicted, with a HL combination of 18 in the correct topics for, like, let's say mechanical engineering. I just made that up. Like, where's that, benchmark for direct versus foundation? Either are great options, by the way. Foundation is also a wonderful option and very reasonable cost. And it's not like a UK foundation, right? I think folks were asking that. What's the opportunity to proceed through? So we're just trying to develop a feel for, where that benchmark might be for you guys. That's all.
Yeah, we understand. Well, the thing is, it is hard to give some info regarding this topic, because it depends a lot of the bachelor degree of their choice.
Okay.
So since this committee takes into account the subjects more related to the bachelor degree of their choice, it depends a lot of the academic year. If the entrance grade has been really especially high, or a little bit lower. Of course, we love international baccalaureate. We love it, because we know for students from IB, they really, I'm talking in general terms, of course, but they're really good students, and we know that. So depending of the cases, and depending, as I said, the bachelor degree of their choice, the situation could be very different. But the thing is, after the academic committee takes into account and takes into consideration the file of each student, they give an answer into, for sure, the 3 next weeks, and they say, yes, you did it, or I'm sorry, you did not, but you have been considered for the International Foundation Program. But I want to say that it is a bond. It is, because at the end, we want to get the very, very best for the early admission procedure. But we also take into account the others that for sure are very good as well.
Thank you. Ismail, did you want to unmute yourself and ask?
Yeah, thanks for the presentation, first of all. So, as going through the slides, you guys showed us that you have bilingual mechanical engineering education program. So, by meaning bilingual, so is it like Spanish or English mixed, or the lessons are given in English and Spanish in different classes?
I think maybe, Guillermo, could you show them,
Yeah.
could you share with them the filter because we have all the information in the web page, and you'll see now, because depending on the bachelor degree, you see every year you get into the program, and there is a flag very next to each course, so you can be sure if it is in English, the whole 4 years, or just half of them. You have all the information in the web page.
Yeah. Let me show you how to navigate on the web page. If you click the UC theorem here, you can go to bachelor's degree.
We're not seeing your screen. We're seeing the slide.
Exactly.
Sorry? Yeah.
We have the presentation still. We don't see your web page.
Oh, really? Okay. Let me see.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
One moment. Yeah. Okay. Can you see now the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. So I was saying, I mean, you can go to uc3m.es, but you can click here to go to the main menu, then bachelor's degree. Now we select bachelor's degree again, and then we can see all the bachelor's degrees that we have, and you can filter, you can apply filters on the left, or you can just select by clicking here. So you said the engineering in mechanical, was it? Or
Yes, mechanical engineering.
The
It's below,
mechanic.
like in the middle parts.
Sorry. Okay, here it is. So that one is in bilingual or Spanish. It means Spanish could be studied completely in Spanish or bilingual 1550. So I will show you the program so that you can have an idea. So you can see the flags here will indicate the language of tuition of each subject. So during the first semester, first semester and second semester, all the subjects are offered in both languages. So they can follow it completely in English if they want, 100%. So it is a choice. If they go to the English class, they will follow the course in English. On the second year, we see that most of them are offered as well in English and Spanish. There's only one here of 3 credits, which is only in Spanish, but all the rest in both languages. Year third as well have combination. So it means that by year third and fourth year, students will have to have certain level of Spanish to follow those courses. But by year third, students will have that level if they have studied from the beginning some Spanish. So that's why it is not very troublesome for someone who doesn't speak Spanish, because they can join the university first and second year completely in English, more or less, and then by year for third and fourth year they will have to do it in Spanish. So that's the way to know about the language of tuition in a very simple way. If you go, for example, to aerospace, this program, it is offered only in English, and you will see the English flag only.
Okay,
so I hope. Yeah.
So while studying in Carlos III de Madrid, do you guys like provide any Spanish classes in order to in order to like understand the lessons quite perfectly?
Absolutely. We have a language center, and we provide Spanish courses through different ways. We have in the foundation, during the international foundation program, you can study as well one subject in each semester of Spanish to start learning the language. And you can also take lessons at the language center. The prices are very, very convenient, very low for students. And you have different modalities along the semester, intensive courses before the semester or in between semesters. So it is very convenient and very easy to access to those courses.
Thank you very much. So if
You're
you
welcome.
like have any questions in different days, can you give a mail to send our questions?
I can
Of course.
facilitate that. It's not going to be a problem, Ismail. Your school is working with me. We can.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
No worries. This is a great
You're
option.
welcome.
Shall I just try a couple more questions from the queue here? I'm going in order. So I think we talked about requirements. And someone's asking, one of the participants was asking if there is a work permit to study and work in Spain after graduation.
Guillermo, maybe you can.
Yeah, they can during the studies they can usually work part-time, and after the studies with the permit they can work here. Actually, we have a very active employment orientation service at the university, and they can get all the information and help to find opportunities, internships, work, everything. And actually, many of our students do the work practice doing as part of the academic bachelor's degree, and some of them are offered to continue working there. So that is usually the best way to extend their stay here in the country. But obviously, yeah, they have extra time to find a job after finishing their studies.
Thank you. You've shown a list of all the programs available, but a couple people did ask if there's psychology in English available. Just to repeat that one.
I'm afraid we don't have psychology in the university at the moment.
And just a couple questions around APs. I think Lolis mentioned you do like the IB diploma students, obviously. In the American system, where we have schools that offer, AP curriculum, you do weigh that equally to IB, probably, right? If the requirements are met or no? What do you guys think about the AP curriculum?
Go ahead, Guillermo.
Well, we accept APs in order to study the application, and we consider APs as a merit. So it is not a requirement. This is not compulsory to have them, but especially if they go through early admission, they will be considered as a merit. So they will give them a better qualification to study their application. Okay,
I do have a question. Lois mentioned there's an external agency that'll be evaluating, the diploma, attained. Are you going to be doing that generally for the Lise diploma in Turkey, or are you going to develop some sort of a knowledge base to distinguish between the different high schools, because they all have different contexts and different levels, and there's some data here, and you're somewhat new to Turkey. And I know you've traveled in the fall. We traveled all together. It was so much fun with your team. So will you be coming to meet our high schools to get to know us, the various high schools we have? Or
we would love. I mean, we always we always think we should. I mean, we would love to have more time and more options and more people, a bigger team to be able to go abroad, because we realize there's so many great right places where we could offer this opportunity. I was completely serious. We really believe that talent is everywhere, and we always think that sometimes when we come back from this kind of recruiting campaigns, we always remember, did you remember that we met this counselor? Because we always have the feeling that this is a great opportunity that not so many people knows about. And regarding your previous question, this specialist, they know about. We've been working with many different high schools from all over the world. In fact, I don't remember, Guillermo, I don't know if you remember the figures regarding the number of nationalities that we do have, students coming from many different countries all over the world. And when we choose this group, this committee, external committee, we knew it has to be a really, really good one that really knows how all these international education systems work. So don't worry for that. And regarding the approach and the options to visit, we would love it. I was really, I had envy with when my colleagues from the team came from Istanbul and they told me the trip. So next time I think I'm gonna be the one to go. That's good. Yes, we would love to work with high school and with counselors in Turkey. That's for sure.
Thank you for that. I know I'm pushing it. I'll try one more question. We're down to the last minute. Is that okay or no?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
There's
Go ahead.
so much interest in the questions, and so I appreciate that. And a couple people had asked, what is the continuation rate probability from foundation to first year for those who do take foundation? Can you just comment on that? I know this is a very, friendly program from what I understood. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You want to answer?
Go ahead, Loles. I mean,
yeah. As we said, around 70%, at least, or 70% or more of the students go after the International Foundation Program. They continue with us in a bachelor degree in UC3M. They are all the time very well oriented, since we were very much aware from the very beginning that it was very important that they get all the help and all the orientation. Once they arrive, they have meeting with what we call tutores académicos internacionales, academic tutors, let's say it in a more briefly way. And what they do is they talk with the student and they try to be sure about what is the profile of the student, what they want to do, what they would like to, in which fields they would like to improve, what is the bachelor degree of their choice, what are their dreams, academically speaking, in order to be able to advise them from the very beginning, because time is really valuable, of course. I mean, it is not useful if they get the advices in the middle, in the midterm. It is very important that from the very beginning, they get to know the student and they give the right orientation. Afterwards, they get the same kind of meetings with the students in the midterm and during the whole semester, in order to be sure that they really, take profit of everything that it is around them. In case they need to deepen in some courses, they get the help. Because as we said, when they finish the International Foundation Program, this academic committee gets again all the records, all the transcript of records, and with the choices, with the bachelor degree of their choices, in fact, they have 1, 2, 3 options. They, depending on the results, they are advised to go through the first or the second or sometimes the third option. So what I mean is that through this International Foundation Program, students are, all the time with a good company. They're not left by their own, because for us it's very important that the goal, the achievement, it's finally is what the student wanted from the beginning.
When you said 70%, I interpreted that to mean they might also be transferring to other programs in Europe or elsewhere. It's not that they didn't qualify. Am I correct?
Sometimes what happened is sometimes some of them didn't perform right, because in some cases they thought that if they pay the fee and they were there, that was all, and that's not the case. We have to be serious. But 1 to 10, if they get over a 6, that is okay. And of course, there are some other cases. I remember one student from Japan that she realized that she wanted to be actress. So at this percentage of students, they could be very different situations. Sometimes, the students that maybe they had some kind of personal situation and they change their mind, or you can find different situations.
I'm getting very persistent questions around. I know this is the most reasonable education in Western Europe that I've encountered, and at this quality. Not to highlight the cost of it at all, but there are persistent questions around scholarships and aid. You can answer yes or no if they're available. That would be really helpful. I'm assuming, but
yeah, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, once again, I always try to remember that with these fees that are already subsidized by the state, it is not, it wouldn't have sense. I mean, at least we would love to have many scholarships, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
But I would like to highlight that there are two the International Foundation Program. There are two scholarships, especially the idea was from the very beginning for those kind of cases, the students that come from countries maybe that are in war or with terrorism situations, or sometimes with when there is a single parent, a mom or dad, or with some situations like with moms that are in the middle of some kind of violence, domestic situations. We try to take into account all those kind of circumstances in a very discreet way, of course. That's very important to us as well. And that's the case. There are only two International Foundation scholarships.
And that is completely what we should expect at, given the already very reasonable levels, and it's a government institution. We really don't know how to thank you. I hope everybody is as excited as the admittance team is and our students are. Several of them were here and we're applying, and we thank you for everything you do and your time that you've spent with us. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for
your time. Thank you so much for being here.
All right. Take care, everybody. Had a good night. I will put a copy of the recording on the YouTube page, and we will share the emails if you want, or we can send any follow-up emails to the Carlos 3M team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Bye-bye.